For 3 years, I have devoted myself to the affluent husband who has suddenly acquired the ability to read my thoughts. Unbeknownst to me, I persist in performing the role of the virtuous and demure wife. After all, it is written that the more fervently I adore him, the greater his guilt shall be, and consequently, the more substantial my compensation upon our divorce. Darling, will you accompany me to celebrate the new year tonight? You're eager to meet your white moonlight. Go ahead, I have my own nightlife to enjoy. To my astonishment, the domineering CEO refused to leave, insisting on witnessing my nocturnal escapades. As I passed by the mirror, I scrutinized my reflection. Clad in attire that exuded the essence of a good wife, I appeared exceedingly virtuous, yet utterly mundane. An unassuming little spouse, devoid of any threat, coupled with the original owner's delicate features, I was certain that Mujin, this unfaithful man, would feel an overwhelming pang of guilt. The moment I stepped through the door, I concealed my triumphant expression, adopting the demeanor of a meek lamb. Darling, Eugene barely lifted his gaze from the financial statements. I discreetly placed the prepared items into the pocket of his coat and approached him. Darling, may I have your company for the New Year's celebration tonight? With a slight lift of his eyelids, he displayed a hint of impatience. You wretched man. I am your wife. Why such vexation over a simple request? Suddenly, Mujin frowned. What was that sound? Feigning confusion, I strained to listen for a moment. I hear nothing. Beneath his cold, gold-rimmed glasses lay a pair of icy eyes. I won't be returning tonight. I blinked, my eyes welling with tears in an instant, but I truly wish to welcome the new year with you. What a despicable man. Not even a pretext to offer? Look up. The moment you raise your gaze, my sparkling tears shall cascade down. To my surprise, Mujin actually lifted his head, his expression peculiar. I turned my face away, stubbornly refusing to reveal my vulnerability. Darling, please continue with your work. If you finish early, do return home. I will wait for you. I know you're heading off to meet your white moonlight tonight. Rest assured, I won't be idle. I'll indulge in bar hopping, dancing, and watching fireworks. My nightlife will undoubtedly eclipse yours. The items, they're already nestled in your pocket. When you feel for them tonight, you will instantly recall my tenderness and understanding. And you will lament, so she knows. Everything. Knowing yet remaining silent, how remarkably considerate, to the point of evoking sympathy. Ha 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 ha. I laughed maniacally within. Mujin covered his ears. I shall take my leave. With a triumphant turn, I departed, off to revel. Yay yay yay. I have been immersed in this melodramatic novel set in a wealthy family for 3 years now. The original protagonist was a female supporting character. The heroine, when Ruhan broke up with the male lead, Mujin, to pursue her dreams abroad. In a fit of anger, Mujin married me, the downtrodden supporting character. The original protagonist harbored deep affections for Mujin and was acutely aware of the allure of his first love. Consequently, she resorted to various machinations merely to remain by Mujin's side forever. For instance, she attempted to drug Mujin to conceive, deleted emails that when Ruhan sent to him, and, upon when Ruhan's return, framed her and inflicted harm upon her. Ultimately, the original protagonist was expelled from the household by a Mujin who could no longer tolerate her antics. In stark contrast to her, I, having crossed over, do not love Mujin. Rather, I am enamored with his wealth. The narrative states that Mujin feels no love for the original protagonist, only guilt. Thus, when the day of their divorce arrived, he resolved to allocate half of his assets to her. However, the original protagonist was so detestable that she exhausted Mujin's patience, ultimately receiving a mere 1 million. To me, that is far from sufficient. Therefore, for the past 3 years, I have adhered to my role, refraining from causing any disturbances, and have even endeavored to reconcile the male and female leads. Mujin's guilt towards me has intensified, which means that the funds I receive at the time of divorce could also double. Upon returning home, I donned a newly purchased sultry outfit and began to apply makeup and style my hair. A form-fitting short skirt, thigh-high stockings paired with combat boots. I finished the look with a peach-toned makeup and voluminous curls. This ensemble may not ensnare a man, but it will undoubtedly captivate women. Off I went to mingle with my beautiful friends. Grabbing my black coat and my newly acquired designer handbag, I cheerfully stepped outside. As I pulled the door open, I was met with a visage of indifference. Mujin stood at the threshold, surveying me from head to toe, an astonished glimmer flickering behind his gold-rimmed glasses. He slightly curved his lips. Where are you off to? The wind outside howled, sending a chill through me. I clutched my coat in front of me, attempting to conceal my appearance, which was incongruous with my character. Didn't you say you wouldn't be home tonight? Moo Jin seemed unfazed by my attire. He stepped inside, casually closing the door behind him. As he bent down to change his shoes, he remarked, I had an engagement, but I rescheduled. It's your first time asking me for something in 3 years of marriage. I couldn't bear to refuse. My phone buzzed incessantly in my hand, filled with messages from my friends. Am I being too clever for my own good, digging my own grave? As I lamented, I noticed Moo Jin's hand reaching into his coat pocket. Exclamation point. He looked perplexed as he pulled out a small raincoat. I blurted out, I didn't put that there. I truly wanted to slap myself. Moo Jin chuckled softly. You've confessed without prompting. He advanced towards me, and I retreated step by step. It's my fault. In 3 years of marriage, I have not fulfilled my duties as a husband. I backed up against the table, arching my body, causing my skirt to ride up further. Moo Jin's gaze dropped, and the temperature in the room abruptly rose. I understand your limitations. Moreover, you must remain chaste for when Ruhan. Otherwise, she will discard you. His expression darkened significantly, and he suddenly began to remove his clothing. Coat, suit jacket, waistcoat. As his hand grazed his belt buckle, I screamed internally. Ah! What has gotten into him today? The door swung open with a sharp click. I peered out to see when Ruhan standing at the entrance. I had seen her countless times, through Moo Jin's phone. Cold and elegant, she was the epitome of unattainable beauty. Yet at this moment, Moo Jin was clad in nothing but a white shirt, and somehow, his hand found its way to my thigh. Moo Jin frowned. What brings you here? He took a step back, allowing me to sidle away and observe the unfolding drama. A flicker of hurt crossed when Ruhan's clear eyes. I wanted to see you. I called, but you didn't answer, so I came here. I didn't expect that. After all this time, the door code would still be my birthday. I fixed my gaze on the back of Moo Jin's head, a smirk creeping across my face, tinged with mockery and indifference. What a dog of a man. The password for our marital home is his ex-girlfriend's birthday. Truly, a frog on a toadstool. Ugly yet flamboyant. To my surprise, Moo Jin suddenly turned around, and I instinctively forced a smile, nearly cramping my face. He covered his mouth and coughed lightly, as if stifling a laugh. Oh, I forgot to change the password. Fingerprints can also unlock it. Thank you for the reminder. I'll change it shortly. When Ruhan's expression fell, though she maintained a forced smile, Moo Jin, I've made reservations at your favorite Western restaurant. Let us have dinner together tonight. She looked at me. You don't mind if Moo Jin catches up with an old friend, do you? Oh, the delightful aroma of tea wafts through the air. Fortunately, I don't mind, hee. Yet, the performance must be complete. I gazed at Moo Jin with doe-like eyes, bit my lip, and struggled to speak. She does mind. Moo Jin interrupted, pulling me close into his embrace. When Ruhan, I am a solitary person. I have no old friends and nothing to reminisce about. Tonight, I wish only to spend New Year's Eve with my wife. Also, as an American, do you not comprehend that intruding into someone's private residence is perilous? When Ruhan hastily retorted, I'm Chinese. Did you renounce your American citizenship and reapply for Chinese nationality? When Ruhan fell silent, please leave. Moo Jin glanced down at me, his gaze softening from its previous harshness. This scene pierced when Ruhan's heart like needles. She turned gracefully, stumbling slightly as she departed. I was utterly stunned. Don't go. This isn't how the story should unfold. You should reconcile, and then expel me. Moo Jin began to dress. Hope ignited within me as I hurriedly suppressed my sorrow. Darling, you should check on Miss One. It's cold, and she's dressed so lightly. I fear she might fall ill. Isn't she old enough to know to dress warmly in cold weather? If she gets sick, it's her own fault. He finished dressing, picked up my coat from the floor, and draped it over my shoulders. Let us go. Where to? We're going to a bar to dance and watch fireworks. A chill surged from my feet to my head. What is this? When has he ever gone to a bar? The only well-known bar nearby is Blue Tears. Heaven help us. He better not go there. Moo Jin smiled, shaking the car keys. Let us go. I attempted to resist, softly stating, Darling, I don't want to go. Moo Jin patiently inquired. Why not? Good girls don't go to bars. Moo Jin scrutinized me from head to toe. All right, in this attire, my argument lacked credibility. How can you be more feudal than someone from the Qing dynasty? I just don't want to go. I want to stay home with my husband and enjoy our little world together. I simply don't want to accompany you. Moo Jin looked down at me. You have 2 choices. 1, come with me willingly. 2, I'll carry you. My smile faltered. Haha, I choose 1. While driving, Moo Jin's phone rang. I glanced at the car's electronic screen. It was an unfamiliar number. Mu-jin answered. Ajin, I'm so cold. It was one Ruhan. Her pitiful, aggrieved tone was enough to weaken any woman. She sobbed into the wind. Ajin, will you come pick me up? I had already concocted a performance of being understanding and magnanimous. Mu-jin lightly tapped the screen, ending the call. Has he been desensitized by a decade of fishing at Dairan FA? How cold-hearted can one be? The phone rang again, and as Mu-jin raised his hand, I hastily pressed the answer button. Mu-jin shot me a glare. When Ruhan's tears shattered my heart, Ajin, these past 3 years have been unbearable. Each day, I have thought of you, and I penned countless emails, yet not a single one received a reply. You are cold-hearted and indifferent, but I still regard you as the sole pillar supporting my academic endeavors. For 3 years, I have steadfastly wished to marry you. I have turned down numerous advances for your sake, yet you have married someone else behind my back. Ajin, do you even comprehend the agony within my heart? Ajin, I am now standing on the Chunjeong Bridge. Will you come find me? Is this a desperate plea for life? Mu-jin slammed on the brakes. A flicker of hope ignited within me, generous and selfless. Go. Go and comfort your injured princess. Mu-jin shot me a glare before responding to an Ruhan no. He swiftly ended the call, turning to me and stating, Yu, we've arrived. I turned to gaze out the window, the sign for blue tears flickering in the night. I suppressed my madness. Haha, this is just wonderful, truly splendid. Mu-jin exited the car, approached the passenger side, and opened the door. Get out. I dawdled in the passenger seat. Leaning in, Mu-jin whispered like a devil. You? Are you waiting for me to embrace you? Instantly, I deftly unbuckled my seatbelt. Mu-jin took my hand and led me into blue tears. Finding an empty booth to sit. The band on stage was playing Elopement, the lights swaying gently. I spotted my friend Mandong. In my previous life, I was a fashion blogger, and after transmigrating, I resumed my old profession, now boasting over 100,000 followers. I met Mandong by chance. She embodies androgynous charm. Standing at 178 centimeters, a refreshing beauty, and we often interacted. I wasn't concerned that Mu-jin might stumble upon my online presence. After all, his phone was filled with finance, political news, or health and fitness articles, not even a short video app. Mandong noticed me and was now peering in our direction. I received her message. I think I see you. It's definitely me. Mandong stormed over, her messages flying. Damn. Didn't you say you weren't coming? Dear lady, don't approach. My scummy husband is right beside me. Don't let me ruin my image. Mandong paused, a sly smile creeping onto her face. Then I must come over to take a look. Mu-jin leaned closer. Who are you chatting with? A friend, a female. Mandong, donning a bartender's vest from somewhere, approached with a drink menu. Ladies and gentlemen, what can I get for you? Mu-jin replied. Cold yet polite. A glass of soda, thank you. Mandong looked at him as if he were a monster, then asked me, and you, miss? A glass of fresh orange juice. 2 monsters. Mu-jin suddenly said to me, if you wish, you may indulge in some alcohol. I will ensure your safety. I lied without a hint of embarrassment. Darling, my tolerance is abysmal. I would collapse after a single sip. In reality, I once drank an entire table of Northeasterners under the table. Mandong observed my expression with evident disdain. As she walked towards the bar, she texted, You're really good at pretending. No, this guy is completely different from you. Why would you marry him? Just because he is handsome? With her intellect. Mandong could never comprehend the concept of transmigration. I concocted a compelling reason that would surely satisfy her. He is exceptional in bed. Mandong turned back to meet my gaze, her expression complex. That is indeed a valuable and rare quality. But can you hold on to it? Heh, get lost. Mu-jin and I were, without a doubt, worlds apart. Even in the bar, the atmosphere between us remained awkward and dull. I sipped my orange juice, nearly falling asleep. Suddenly, a group of young men and women burst through the door, and I lifted my gaze out of sheer boredom, instantly jolted awake. Wasn't when Ruhan preparing to jump off a bridge? How is she here? Mu-jin must not see her. Otherwise, it will all be over. I straightened abruptly, blocking Mu-jin's view. Darling, I feel dizzy. I leaned too forcefully, losing my balance and nearly tumbling off the sofa. Mu-jin quickly steadied my waist. When Ruhan's group passed by our booth, Mu-jin pressed me closer to him, and I braced myself against his chest. My face burning. Darling, let's go home. Yu. He fixed his gaze on my eyes, asking, "Do you think in this lifetime I will encounter someone worth believing in?" This nonsensical question left me momentarily at a loss for words. Noticing my silence, Mujin helped me to my feet and began to walk outside. I thought he was heading home and followed him joyfully, only to see him move deeper into the bar. When Ruhan was laughing and chatting with those around her, radiating joy, showing not a hint of sorrow or gloom. Mujin stood in a dim corner, quietly observing the revelry. How did they transition from mutual trust to a deadlock? I still couldn't comprehend it. When Ruhan shed her coat and ascended the stage with a young man, conferring with the band. Moments later, the prelude to Dangerous Party echoed. The duo on stage, a handsome man and a stunning woman, captured the attention of everyone in the bar. Their sultry dance, flirtatious gazes, and intimate body contact made it seem as if the girl had truly placed her heart in the boy's hands. The crowd erupted in cheers, the atmosphere growing increasingly heated. Yet I sensed that Mujin felt utterly isolated. Unable to resist, I grasped his hand. His plight is so pitiful that I feel embarrassed to mock him. Mujin clasped my hand in return, pulling me into the crowd, standing at the forefront. When Ruhan caught sight of Mujin, her smile and movements froze simultaneously. Ajin. She abandoned her dance partner, leaped off the stage, and attempted to grab Mujin's hand, only to have him evade her. Ajin, please let me explain. Very well, speak. When Ruhan was taken aback that Mujin was willing to listen to her explanation, momentarily at a loss for words. You turned me down tonight. I was so upset that my friends brought me here to unwind. I was at such close range. I didn't know how I became the target of Ruhan's gaze. Mujin, doesn't he drink? Are you the one who brought him here? Is it not enough that you stole Mujin? Why are you scheming to destroy our relationship? Excuse me, are you alright? I have always been trying to help you two get together. Why are you acting like a rabid dog? Just as I was about to defend myself, I saw Ruhan snatch a drink from an onlooker and splash it across my face. How cold. I couldn't believe I made such a whiny noise amidst the tense atmosphere. Thankfully, my makeup was waterproof. Mujin shoved Ruhan. Ruhan, you lunatic. Ruhan stumbled back and her companions emerged, threatening Mujin. Who do you think you are pushing? Want to lose your hand? Is this how you treat a girl? Do you still consider yourself a man? If Ruhan loves you so much, how could you resort to violence against her for that little green tea girl? As I wiped my face with the handkerchief Mujin offered, I instinctively extended my arm to shield him. Fear not, my child. Your father will protect you. Mandong arrived with her friends. Who are you shouting at? Mandong shielded me, confronting the opposing side. You, don't be afraid. My three brothers all practice combat sports. Fighting them is like beating up children. Both sides began to exchange heated words once again. The bar owner leaped onto the stage, vociferously declaring, "No fighting. No fighting. My establishment is connected to the police station. Should anyone dare to brawl, the authorities will arrive within 3 minutes." With tears glistening in her eyes, Ruhan gazed at Mujin, pressing a hand against the spot where he had forcefully shoved her. Jean. You used to be so tender-hearted toward my fragility, promising to protect me for a lifetime. Yet just now you laid hands on me. Mujin remained unfazed by her moral manipulation. You are the one who splashed Yuyo's drink first. Ruhan, I have never been one to indulge in pity for delicate flowers. The only ones I cherish are my own. So, am I already an outsider? You have long since become one. Ruhan wept bitterly, her voice tinged with desperation as she implored, Jean, how did we reach this point? I too yearned to comprehend how they had arrived at such a juncture. Neither of us understood the reasons. Only Mujin held the answers. He remarked, I have read every email you sent me. In your letters, you professed your longing for me, your love, lamenting that thoughts of me rendered you restless. But after sending those emails, what were you doing? I traced your email to find your whereabouts. You were at parties, racing cars, relishing the admiration and affection of other men. You are not suffering in the least, so why come here to feign distress? I seem to discern where the problem lay. In the narrative, the original protagonist intercepted all the emails, and Mujin only saw them after Ruhan returned to the country. Each heartfelt email, uninterrupted over 3 years, ignited the suppressed feelings within Mujin. The two reconciled, focusing their energies on dealing with the disruptive original protagonist, leaving Mujin oblivious to the true nature of Ruhan's life in America. However, I did not follow that path. The emails awakened Mujin's repressed yearning, causing him to obsessively seek knowledge of Ruhan's current circumstances, yet pride compelled him to search discreetly. Thus, he encountered a life starkly different from his own. While he languished in heartbreak, when Ruhan thrived, seemingly unburdened by past affections. When Ruhan countered Mujin, "Ah Jin, if I am doing well, does that not bring you joy? Must I lead a disheveled existence for your satisfaction?" At such moments, an explanation would render one the passive party. Mujin was acutely aware of this truth, and thus, he spoke with a hint of bitterness. "I truly am playing to deaf ears." I could not suppress a laugh, only to quickly stifle it. "I hope when Ruhan doesn't splash me with more liquor." Mujin pulled me behind him, declaring, "When Ruhan, tonight it is I who brought Yu here for a good time. Encountering you is mere coincidence. I also have something to say to you. Our relationship was severed the moment you tried to coerce me into accompanying you abroad by threatening to break up. I do not consider you a friend, nor do I wish to reminisce. I return your words verbatim. Please do not schematically plot to undermine my relationship with my wife, Yu." With that, Mujin grasped my hand and moved toward the exit. "The male companion of when Ruhan attempted to play the hero, who allowed you to leave. You need to clarify your words." Man Dong shoved the man aside. "What are you pretending for? Who's afraid of you?" With that sycophantic demeanor, even dogs would kneel and call you their ancestor.
Repeat that.
The bar owner resumed his shouting. "No fighting! No fighting!" When Ruhan, tears streaming down her face, rushed to stop Mujin. "Mujin, don't go." She even threatened him, "If you leave today, we are truly finished." Mujin shielded me as we navigated around her toward the exit.
Muin.
"You will regret this." The clamor faded into the background as we stepped outside, the cold wind chilling my spirit and clearing my mind. When Ruhan may not comprehend, or perhaps she feigns ignorance, but I understand. What disheartens Mujin is not that when Ruhan is thriving, but her hypocrisy. Observing Mujin's profile, I felt tears welling in my eyes. A facade of sincerity, while secretly harboring duplicity. I have become a hypocrite like when Ruhan. Suddenly, Mujin halted, looking down at me and asking Yu, "Can you promise me one thing?" "What is it?" His eyes sparkled with a hidden light. "Regardless of the past, can we refrain from lying to each other from now on?" He added, "If there is something you wish to keep from me, you need not disclose it. But please, do not lie to me." In truth, Mujin has treated me exceedingly well. He provides a lavish apartment, luxury vehicles, a monthly allowance of 150,000, grants me freedom, and does not pressure me for cohabitation or children. He has afforded me a life I never dared to dream of in my previous existence. Aside from his slightly aloof demeanor, if I had not read the novel, prematurely believing he harbored affections for someone else and would ultimately divorce me, I would not have harbored such animosity toward him. The reality is evident. Mujin resolutely rejected when Ruhan and has protected me well. At this moment, any hostility has dissipated, replaced by a cloud of guilt that fills my heart. I nodded. "I promise you." Mujin sincerely expressed his gratitude. "Thank you." How could he be so considerate? Oh, I felt an overwhelming urge to chastise myself. "Then can you tell me who that guy is?" "Which one?" "The one who brought us drinks." After a moment of confusion, I realized, oh, she's my friend. And she's a girl, just with a somewhat androgynous style. "How did you two meet?" I pondered for a moment and shared my experiences as a video blogger. I concluded with, "Do not ask me for my account name." I absolutely refused to reveal my alias. Mujin chuckled. "All right, let me ask you another question. Do you prefer your daily attire or your current look?" I pouted, murmuring, "This one. You look beautiful. You would look good in anything. But I want you to wear what you truly like, not to please anyone else." A warm current surged within me. "I understand." He affectionately ruffled my hair. "Let us get in the car." "Are we going home?"
No.
"I'm taking you to see fireworks." The fireworks lit up the riverside. As soon as the car came to a halt, I dashed out, seizing a prime viewing spot, and waved back at him. "Honey, hurry over." I felt something furry against my leg. Looking down, I saw a golden retriever nuzzling me. The dog looked up, grinning at me. I bent down to pet it, instantly feeling refreshed. Mujin approached, wrapping me in a blanket he held. "Do you like dogs?" I beamed. I absolutely adore them, especially big dogs. The first firework ascended into the night sky, bursting into golden sparks that scattered like shooting stars. I was utterly exhilarated. Albeit lacking the eloquence to express it, I could only exclaim, "So beautiful! So beautiful!"
Muin gently embraced me.
The cacophony of voices momentarily hushed, and I distinctly heard his blessing. "Yo, Happy New Year." Mujin's life rhythm underwent a discernible transformation. Previously, he was always out early and returning late, often spending weekends at the countryside villa. I would regularly visit him at the office, delivering meals and clothing, engaging in small talk to foster goodwill. However, during this New Year's holiday, he remained home. After a morning workout, he went out to buy groceries and prepared meals, handling his work in the afternoon. He took care of my needs, collected packages, and shopped, all while respecting my space. As I edited videos in the room, I listened to the sounds of chopping vegetables emanating from outside. Living with him felt unexpectedly comfortable. As the holiday came to an end, Mujin returned to the office, still preparing breakfast for me each morning, checking in with a phone call at noon, and arriving home a little earlier in the evenings. What captivates my heart the most is that on his way back, he always inquires if there is anything I wish to eat, and even if it means taking a detour, he brings it back for me. That evening, Mujin returned home. As usual, I joyfully rushed to greet him. He is here. He is here. He has brought back my skewers. Mujin held the skewers in his left hand and carried a cage in his right. Inside the cage was a small golden retriever. I stood in astonishment. Whose dog is this? It's ours. Mujin opened the cage, and the little golden retriever timidly stepped out, making its way to my feet. I dared not breathe. Looking up at Mujin, "Are you willing to let me raise a dog at home?" He smiled at me under the warm orange light. "Sometimes I'm very busy with work, and having it at home to keep you company will put my mind at ease." I scooped up the little golden retriever, inhaling its puppy scent, rubbing my face against its furry cheek, tears of joy streaming down my face. "Oh, I finally have my own dog." Mujin reached out his hand, wanting to wipe away my tears. "He treats me so well, I don't even know how to bring up the topic of divorce with him." Mujin's hand froze in midair. "Thank you, darling." Mujin nodded, saying nothing, and retreated to his room. I immersed myself in the joy of having a puppy, oblivious to the shift in his emotions. While I was playing with the puppy, a call came in from Mandong. I excitedly shared the news of my new dog with her. "Stop being frivolous. Hurry and check Shirley. Someone is slandering you." I hugged the little golden retriever and took out my phone. Shirley is a video platform in this world where I post my videos. An account named Dongbianyang, with over 500,000 followers, accused me of being a morally bankrupt gold digger, intervening in others' relationships to marry into wealth. They provided pictures as evidence, making it sound utterly convincing. The comments were filled with insults directed at me. "Just look at how she dresses. It's obvious she's no good. Homewrecker. Ah. So she's that kind of person." I even followed her. I need to unfollow her quickly. Unfollowed one. I worked overnight to create a clarification video, believing my fans would help share and explain. Yet, most remained entrenched in the narrative that I was the mistress, completely disregarding the clarification video. I realized the opposing side had hired a considerable number of trolls, making it impossible for me, a mere individual, to lift my head. Dongbianyang released photos of Wenruhan, pushing public opinion to its peak. "Wow. She's unbelievably beautiful, fresh and elegant, completely unlike that shameless woman. One is a fairy, the other a vulgar girl. So what, is that man blind? Doesn't he want such a beautiful girl and chooses a harlot instead? Must have some impressive skills." I had lost 50,000 followers, and Mandong was also caught in the storm. "You get along so well with the mistress. Are you also a third party?" "Definitely. Birds of a feather flock together." Mandong also lost many followers and was frantic. "Yu, what should we do?" Faced with this organized, premeditated, large-scale smear campaign, and people's tendency to enjoy gossip over truth and clarification, I felt utterly powerless to resist. I attempted to reach out to acquaintances, hoping they would lend a helping hand. Those who had previously called me sister with warmth now wouldn't even answer my calls. Some even blocked me outright. Mandong called me. "Hurry and check the trending topic. Isn't that your husband?" The top trending topic was Mujin. He had registered an account and posted a clear timeline of his breakup with Wenruhan, our matchmaking and marriage. He accompanied it with the caption, "My marriage with Yu is lawful and ethical. No one is permitted to slander it. I will pursue legal responsibility for all those who spread rumors and defamation." Mujin's company's official account reposted his update, tagging me. "The rumored Mrs. Mu. My legal department is fully prepared." Numerous popular celebrities endorsing Mujin's company also shared his post. In an instant, the tide turned. Those condemning Dongbianyang for slander remarked, "This person is a habitual liar." This time they kicked a brick wall. "Get ready for a lawsuit." Passers-by checking in remarked, "Oh my, the domineering CEO's story has come to life. The president's protection of his wife is so handsome." Additionally, fans from various circles chimed in. Hello, Mrs. Moo. My brother was the first to share. Please consider renewing the endorsement. How can Mrs. Ingchi have only 100,000 followers? That's too little clout. Everyone follow her. Moreover, Mrs. Moo is stylish and beautiful. We can all learn about fashion and makeup. I want to learn how to find a husband like President Moo. Mrs. Moo, please start a class. My followers skyrocketed, and Mandong reaped the benefits. She stared, dumbfounded. I'm just a plain dog. I've never seen such a scene. You, is your husband really that impressive? Those who had previously blocked me reappeared. Sweetheart. My phone had an issue. I don't know how I ended up blocking you. Are they trying to fool me? I chuckled to myself and blocked and deleted all of them. I opened the door to find Moo Jin. The door to the master bedroom was ajar. Moo Jin sat in a space capsule chair by the glass window, a book covering his face, lazily basking in the sun. I approached him, taking his hand. Thank you, darling. Moo Jin removed the book, pulling his hand back. It was I who disrupted your little world. The previous sense of distance seemed to return. The little golden retriever also ran over, gnawing on Moo Jin's slippers, pawing at his pant leg, wanting to climb up. Moo Jin glanced down at it for a moment, then moved his foot. Take it back to the room. I want to sleep for a while. I looked at Moo Jin's handsome profile, my heart aching. What was wrong with him? Where had I gone wrong to upset him? I cradled the little golden retriever and walked away, glancing back 3 times. As I watched the news, I learned that when Ruhan's family company had encountered financial issues. Within days, the Wen family announced when Ruhan's engagement to Zhao Xiao, the male lead from the original text. My visibility remained high, and promotional offers flooded in. I declined them all and released my new video. I finally have a dog. Can everyone help me think of a name? At noon, Moo Jin returned. I hopped in front of him. Darling, what brings you back? What did you bring me? I took the box from Moo Jin's hand. Wow, a black forest cake. Thank you, darling. I spun around joyfully with the cake, the little golden retriever chasing after my feet, joining me at the dining table. I've gained quite a bit of weight recently. Let's go to the gym, darling. Moo Jin sat across from me, handing over a document. It was the divorce agreement. Yu, let us get a divorce. You've lived in this apartment long enough, so it's yours. I'll move out today. As for the other properties and cars, take your pick. You can have as many as you want. I don't have much in personal savings. It's all yours. There are many people watching you now. We can keep the divorce news private for a year. During this time, you're free to date. If you ever need help, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Don't carry all the burdens alone, worrying to the point